All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. It's time, baby. It's time. 24 hours from now, we will be taking on PSG. The players are currently in Paris. They are in Paris. So, man, I can't wait for this game. Later on today, we're going to be joined by a PSG fan who, let's just say, he has complete confidence in his team's ability to beat Bayern. I mean, PSG International on Twitter. He also has a channel, and he's going to be on soon. I come from the future. PSG 3, Bayern Munich 1. I wonder who our one goal scorer is and who their three goal scorers are. That's the only question I'm going to ask him today. But it's going to be a fun one. This game has been much anticipated. I think this is the best round of 16 game in the Champions League. I don't think there's a game better than this one in terms of quality of both teams and form. As much as Bayern have had our draws, we still aren't some losing side. And PSG, they lose in Ligue 1, but, I feel like it's a conspiracy. They lose to make that league look good. But he has his justifications for thinking his team is going to do well. Tomorrow, we also get Tottenham versus Milan, and obviously Bayern versus PSG. And then Wednesday, we get Dortmund, Chelsea, Club Brugge, Benfica. And then next week, we're going to get Liverpool, Real Madrid, and then Eintracht Frankfurt, Napoli. And then on Wednesday next week, Leipzig, Man City, Inter, Porto. So a lot of really good games. Oh, I got to say, before he comes on and we start arguing, as usual, Bayern's team looks really good in terms of the players that are fit. I didn't think Gravenberch would be fit. Not that it matters. He probably won't play anyways. But yeah, we have a nice little extensive squad. I believe Goretzka's in there. De Ligt. So there's no injuries. Apart from Mane, of course, who, by the way, I think apart from Benzema, no other player in Champions League history, am I tripping, has scored more goals than Sadio Mane. I don't know. I might be tripping. So our team, apart from Lucas Hernandez, Neuer, the normal names, is pretty much good. Choupo-Moting, Gravenberch, the players that were doubts because, Choupo had a stomach bug, Gravenberch had a bruised knee. Well, everyone's looking fit. My goodness. Bonasar's in the squad. God damn it, man. Dang it, man. He's in the squad. Bonasar, he's still at this club, man. Terminate his contract soon. Come on, Brazo, you can do it. So, yeah, Leroy Sané gave some interviews, and Sané's confident. Sané is very confident, and I'm super happy about just seeing our players just exhibit, just that belief in themselves. Also, Bayern have earned 68.82 million euros so far from the group stages, and that is magnificent. That's more than any other club, and advancing to the quarterfinals would give us another 10 million, and winning the competition would give us 120 million euros. So that's crazy. That's awesome. So we are really up there. We were flawless in the group stage. We were this close to winning everything without conceding a single goal, and I think that would have been amazing. So while we wait for PSG International to get here, he's going to be here in a few minutes. Do you think Choupo will start or Müller? That's a very interesting question, and that's good that you're asking that before, the PSG guy gets here. Honestly, I don't. That was my question yesterday. That's a tough one. Think about it. With Müller, he's in form. He's gelling with the team. With Choupo, he's in form. He's gelling with the team. It's a very hard one. It's hard. And I think if there's a game to play Choupo, it's a game like this where his hold-up play would be very useful. I think we need a striker. Thomas Müller is great, but he can always come off the bench. I think Nagelsmann would be more inclined to go with Choupo-Moting. I just think that makes more sense, right? I don't know why you wouldn't go with a natural striker in a game where you probably need a natural striker to bounce off of. I also feel like Musiala and Sane bounce off of Chupo more, and Chupo just interprets tight spaces better as a striker than Mulla. Mulla's more of a runner. He'll open up pockets of space for other people, whereas Chupo will attack that space and get on the end of headers. I rarely see Mulla making runs, to receive the ball. He's usually making runs to drag people out of position and create space for his teammates. So I think Nagelsmann will tend towards getting Thomas Muller to start in this game. Also, here's a question. Obviously, Musiala is starting, but do you start Gnabry or Kingsley Coman? Knowing Nagelsmann, it's not a guarantee, but I think Kingsley starts, and then Sane on the other side of Musiala. And then there's another question that Julian had to answer. Okay, 7 minutes and he's there. So, okay, he said that 3 minutes ago. So 4 minutes and PSG International will be here, and we can start the debate, man. We can start the debate. By the way, I gotta say, I'm gonna ask him this, but PSG, man, what a disgrace. They're sitting here acting as though we don't know their game. We're familiar with your game. They tried to trick us into thinking Mbappe, Messi, and Verratti would miss the game, and all of them were fit. They all trained today, so they thought we could be tricked. But come on, yeah. PSG and BayernNow debates are class. Yeah, we did a combined 11 on this channel. That was so fun, man. We actually agreed on a lot more than I thought we'd agree on. He's a firebrand. That's what I call him. He's just very passionate about his team, and that's the best thing you could possibly hope for when you're making content with someone, about their team. You want them to be passionate. I don't like Gnabry to start. I don't think he'll start anyways. I was just posing the question because Julian Nagelsmann likes to throw in a wild card. Who knows, man? What if we're all thinking Kimmich's going to play and then Kimmich's on the bench because he didn't play against Buch? No, that would be stupid. It's going to be Kimmich and Goretzka. Gravenberch will be on the bench because that's just way more stable. It's going to be Cancelo right back. And now here's the question. Do we go with a back three and move Pavard to right center back, Upamecano and De Ligt, and then Davies as a wing back? Because then that's going to upset how the attack goes. Nagelsmann said something very smart in his they asked him which formation is he tending towards, and he actually said something normal. He said something smart, just a smart POV. He said it doesn't matter what the formation is, whether it's a back three or a back four formation. What matters is how the players move, how the rhythm of the team is. And I think that's exactly what makes Nagelsmann a tactical genius. There's people that want him out. Nagelsmann out after one bad game. It's crazy. I think Julian Nagelsmann is building something. I will stand by him, especially in a game like this. But he knows he's under pressure. Come on. You think Bayern's board would back someone this much to go lose in the round of 16s of the Champions League to a PSG side that isn't picking up, the best results? So, of course, Nagelsmann will set his team up for success. And the easiest way to do that is, honestly, in my opinion, just go with a back four. I know the back three works, but I think in a game like this, the back four works for us. It gives us the numbers in the midfield because we don't have an extra center back. We have an extra midfielder, whether it's, an attacking one or a defending one. I don't know. But if we can have that extra man in midfield, then that's good because PSG have a very capable and competent midfield. They have Renato Sanchez, and I think Renato is actually injured, so they have Verratti. So we need to balance things out. It's not like we can't play Kimmich and Goretzka. It's just I'm saying the way the team would function. As opposed to Kimmich dropping deep, it would be Pavard already being deep, and that would mean Kimmich is already marking himself. He's putting himself out of the game by occupying those tight, those higher positions. So I think we benefit more from having a back four, and then Kimmich drops deep to split the center backs or to be on the right-hand side or left-hand side to see where he can involve himself in the game. I already say this about Kimmich. He is one of the most intelligent footballers you can find. I mean, the dude, I don't know if Kimmich has ever lost the ball like just carelessly under pressure. I mean, of course it happens every now and then, but either he gets fouled or he finds a solution. So we need to get Kimmich involved. And I think that's always a problem in big games because other teams have good markers. Well, if we have Pavard at center back and then Upa and then De Ligt, that's going to mean Kimmich is higher up and it makes it harder for him to get involved in the game. So we need to get him in the game, get him controlling the tempo, and that's the smartest thing we can possibly do. So Kimmich getting involved, dropping deep to control the game. It also allows a license to players like Cancelo to make runs they wouldn't make if Pavard or De Ligt or Upa were at the back. They're more comfortable making runs with Kimmich. Kimmich can switch play with both feet from any angle. So Kimmich is the key in a lot of games because either if he plays bad, the whole team doesn't perform. We need Kimmich at his absolute best, defensively and on the ball. So, yeah, and then Goretzka needs to take responsibility. Quit hanging around the striker. You're not a second striker. That's Musiala's job. That's Sané's job. That's Coman's job. Their job is to support the attack. In a game like this, your job is to be responsible, to take ownership of your defensive responsibility. Know that Kimmich will sometimes a lot of times miss a tackle. He'll go lunging in, think he can win it and not win it. Kimmich isn't the most stable CDM when it comes to the defensive aspect of the game. So Goretzka needs to take that Bochum performance and bring it to Paris, man. We need someone that's just physical and willing to get into duels, win headers. And it's not like Goretzka can't do it. No, he did it against Barcelona. He was pocketing De Jong, making tackles on Messi. So Goretzka, that energy is what we need. And that tenacious ability he has is what we need. So the midfield is critical to the success of either team. If PSG wants to win this game, just take the ball, try to keep it for as long as you can, and put pressure on our back line using consistent attacks. But here's the thing. If they lose it while we're counter-pressing, we're going to score fast. You know, we don't need 10 chances to score. We scored 4 goals from 0.5 XG against Wolfsburg. We just scored. You know, Cancelo can just make a cross. So Davies can have a moment of just individual quality. So I'm telling you, man, we are that team that can just turn it up. All right. Well, he should be here soon, and we will get the preview running. But this might actually be good that I'm just giving the Bayern news before the stream even, the preview with the PSG man even starts. I mean, the lineup tomorrow is probably just going to be Jan Sommer in goal, Cancelo at right back. And if it's a back three, you're going to see Pavard. But if not, you're going to see De Ligt and Upa and Davies. I don't think Nagelsmann's going to take any risk with experimenting. Davies is a left back. He's going to see that. Kimmich, Goretzka, Musiala, Sané, Coman, and Choupo-Moting. It's actually very predictable. I don't see any wild cards in this game, especially considering a lot of players are in form. Goretzka played well last game. I mean, in form doesn't mean one good game, but he played well last game, so he's going to play. Kimmich, despite not playing against Bochum, he's going to play. Sané, in form, he'll play, duh. And Kingsley Coman came on, made a difference, scored a goal, a beautiful goal. God, that team goal. By the way, can I just say, one of my complaints was we can never play through teams. And, well, that was for the 3 draws in a row. We were just consistently unable to play out of pressure, play out of the back. Happened a lot when we were having those bad games last season. Well, now it just seems like we're so capable of playing out of pressure. At any moment in any game, we can just move the ball from Sané, dropping into the central midfield position, passing to Musiala and then making a run, receiving it to Chupo, and then it's like, oh, we're moving the ball like crazy. So I'm loving these new connections and the new ability that our players have unlocked to connect with each other. So, look, man, I don't do score predictions on this channel because people always say you're jinxing it. They're gonna go at me. You're jinxing it, George. George, bro, as a PSG fan, I'm happy Mbappe's back, but Coman will destroy Nuno. Kingsley Coman will destroy Nuno Mendes. Interesting. Do the PSG fans not like Nuno? I mean, even if they were, even if he was going to destroy Mendes, he wouldn't be on the same wing as him. Nuno Mendes is a left back. Kingsley's probably going to play left wing because Sani is going to occupy the right-hand side. Unless they're switching, I don't see why Nagelsmann would change it. Unless it's a thing where Musiala plays out wide, and then Sani's in the pocket, and then, he's here. He's getting connected. He's getting connected. All right. PSG in. My man, what's up?
What's up? Welcome, guys.
Is there an echo?
Here.
Hold on. Is there an echo? Are you hearing an echo from me?
No.
Okay. Wow. Welcome to the channel, man. Guys, this is Mo.
Thank you.
Mo, the dude from PSG International. This man has been, let's just say, getting his name out there. He's been pissing off everyone. You know, PSG fans are saying he's jinxing them. Bayern fans are going to troll him if they lose. Wait, you're really behind. Like, you know, you'll say something and then I'll hear it like in your audio and your video isn't.
Yeah. Wait, let me leave and then join. Wait.
Yeah. My man's on that North Korean Wi-Fi, man. He's on that Starlink in Ukraine. Chico says when you're a Robin fan, you can be Chelsea or Real Madrid fan. I don't know what that means, but you know, considering I started watching football from the 2014 World Cup, Robin was a Bayern player. All right, here. Let me see if I can retweet this so people know that he is here. This is going to be fun, man. This is going to be interesting. So he's going to join back. Let's see what happens. Tell PSG International I said hey for me. Is he Juan Bernat? I can kind of see the relation. I kind of see it. Let's look at this. Oh, no, I don't see it. I had Juan Bernat looking completely different in my head. Miller's not injured. Yeah, Miller's not injured, so he's good. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Okay, it looks way better already. Okay, I lied. Maybe the green screen is why, or maybe your internet. I don't know.
No.
Oh, now it's perfect.
So it was all right.
Yeah, it was your green screen.
Does it work now, or is it lagging?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good here.
All right, let's have the break. All right.
Okay. All right, man. Look, let's just start off with something you said that has people, you know, they're questioning a lot of things, right? They're like, hey, what does he mean by this? You said you came from the future. PSG 3, Bayern 1. That's what you said. So they want to know who scored the goals for PSG and who scored the one goal for Bayern, since you are, you know, from the future.
All right. 2 of the 3 goals are from Eminem.
Okay.
And 1 goal is some random from the team. It can be pretty much anyone. Bayern.
Set piece?
What?
Was it from a set piece?
I don't know. We're trash from set piece. It can just be anything. It can be a corner kick. And then the goal from Bayern, it's between Muller and Choupo-Moting.
It was just a header, huh? Like from a set piece.
Yeah, that's our weakness, and that's one of your guys' strengths. So.
Okay. So we didn't score from open play. Like we're not that good.
No, I wouldn't say you're not that good. I just feel and I'm confident that my team will play that well.
Okay. I mean, what's PSG's form like of recent been like?
Oh, trash. I think after the World Cup, we've won 4, drawn 1, and lost 3.
So
The
I mean,
thing,
compare,
yeah,
comparing our two forms. I mean, we're coming off another win, 2 wins in a row. I
yeah,
mean, we started the year with 3 draws in a row,
yeah,
but it's not like we were getting beat. But you're getting smoked by Monaco. Like, how your confidence is awesome, man. In a war, I'd love to have you as a as a
the thing is, for example, against Monaco, it wasn't that we played amazing, but Monaco just were outstrength us. We didn't even care about that game. First of all, that's disgusting. But it's because our obsession with the Champions League, like our players, our club, they don't care about the league. They just want to be first, and then they can concentrate on the Champions League.
well,
It is disgusting.
well, I mean, the Champions League has a lot to do with form and how ready the players are mentally to
Yeah,
push through, difficult challenges. It's it's the bread and butter of football, of European football. It's
yeah,
the thing you want to win. You need that form, that league form that proves the strength of your players. And if they can't
100%,
go through difficulty in the league, then it's crazy.
100%. Well, I mean, I agree. I would have loved that we were in better form coming into this game. I wished our player took this more seriously. The thing is, this game means everything for us. Like, if we don't perform in this game, we're out. We're pretty much out. I don't see us
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
back.
Well, I mean, your confidence, man, you're gonna get smoked if your team doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
And look, we have to respect PSG, to be completely honest, because you do have a team on paper. I mean, I don't respect the way you got to the team, but that's a topic for a different thing. On paper, you have Mbappe, Neymar, Messi,
Yeah,
but that sounds good, but it hasn't been working in the last few games, and it's not like they're invincible, right?
100%.
Bayern Munich, Muller might perform better than Mbappe, and it wouldn't surprise me if he starts. Chupo might score a brace again against PSG. It would be just like him to do that, right? It's sometimes it's the players that are lesser talked about that end up performing way better than anyone expected. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Leroy Sané's motivated. He's taking extra shifts at the gym. Come on, man.
I know Bayern can do stuff. It just I feel like if we played our best, which I believe we will do, then it would be any hard for any team. It can be City, it can be Bayern, Real, any team. It would be hard for them to do what they want against us if we're at our top game. I'm betting that we will be on our top game, that we will have a 9 out of 10 performance this game. That's what I'm betting on. Because we have to. If we don't have a 9 out of 10 performance, we've already lost the cup. We may even lose the league the way we're playing at the moment, and that means the Champions League is out. So this game means so much for Paris Saint-Germain, for the players, for everyone, that they have to perform. I think that pressure will make us perform. That's why I'm betting for.
Don't you think Bayern is under pressure as well? I mean, Nagelsmann is the most backed manager in recent Bayern history, even more so than Pep Guardiola. He's getting back to the point of getting his goalkeeper coaches that he wanted. So Nagelsmann, is under that pressure to perform.
Yeah.
And he's going to want to set his team up to win. And in my opinion, he's a significantly better coach than your coach. So, when it comes to setup,
Why would you say Nagelsmann is a better coach than Galtier? What has Nagelsmann achieved that's more than Galtier?
well, I mean, we play better football. And Nagelsmann built Leipzig. I mean, he didn't, he wasn't completely responsible for its growth, but he got him to a Champions League semifinal, beating Atletico Madrid. They were that close to going to the final. Um,
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like Nagelsmann, as much as he hasn't won a lot, he's still, proving himself in management that I don't think Galtier. I mean, he has a didn't he win the league with
He won the league with Lille, yeah.
Yeah, with Lille last year, right? Or the year
No,
before?
the season before, yeah, the year before.
Well, that's good, but for football and what Nagelsmann has been able to do with the teams he's building, he built Hoffenheim and look where they're at without him. So I'll be honest, Nagelsmann, in my opinion, is a better tactician than Galtier for sure. We play a way better brand of football than you do.
I mean, the
We're
thing is,
harder
Paris Saint-Germain.
as well. I mean, you can't discount that. We beat Barcelona, right? And we went through struggles in that first leg, in the first 45 minutes of that first half, in our own stadium, by the way. And we had to overcome that. Now it's been changed and tweak some things, and we were able to open up Barcelona, score 2 goals quickly. We beat Inter. We beat teams of different levels of difficulty. So, I just think the group stage, you struggled. There's a reason we're playing you. It's because you got second in your group. So, like, at least, based on this season, Nagelsmann has been a better manager and coach than Galtier.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I'm just talking individuals as coaches. Both of them have been great in their league for other teams. Galtier was great with Saint-Étienne for a long period. Then went to Lille, beat us to the league. Then was great with Nice in last season, and now comes to PSG. Galtier has been a manager much longer. But the thing that's lacking from both managers' CV, of course, Galtier a little bit more than Nagelsmann, is the Champions League experience. None of them really have a lot of Champions League experience.
No, I think Nagelsmann, I mean, he kept Leipzig in the Champions League consistently, and he beat Spurs. He did a lot. I mean, with Leipzig, what are you supposed to do? I suppose with Nagelsmann, people just go back to the Villarreal, and you know what? Those are learning experiences, and they have made him a better coach. Also, last year we got beaten by Villarreal. Think about it. We had some issues. We had Musiala in a double pivot, so it was a weird time. But with the team we have now, I think Nagelsmann can really get something. And the good thing about him is he's flexible. He's not necessarily opposed to going to your stadium and low key parking the bus and hitting you on the counter. He has no shame. Like, he's not like Pep, where he'll go to your stadium and gegenpress you for 90 minutes. So I just think Nagelsmann is, he's that manager. He's the next one.
I could actually say that Nagelsmann is a better manager than Galtier. And the thing, as you said, this game is so important for both managers, because
it is.
If they lose this game, one manager gets sacked. If we lose, maybe Galtier at the end of the season, it's over. If you guys lose, maybe it's Nagelsmann's turn. So yeah, I mean,
here's another aspect. We're going to move on from the manager talk now. Here's another thing I'm looking at with our team. People constantly say, "Oh, PSG haven't won it. They're going to want to win it. They're going to be motivated." Well, and then they say Neymar lost the World Cup. He's going to really want it. Mbappe lost the World Cup. He's going to really want it. It's so hilarious seeing your background, man. It's hilarious. Out of context, it looks nuts, man. Don't let Twitter take that out. But anyways, so people always say, "Oh, this team hasn't won it. They're going to be motivated." Well, there's a reason teams like Bayern and Real Madrid do so well consistently. It's because despite the fact that we have a few numerous Champions League trophies, we want it still. We want it more than others sometimes. So I think our players are going to be way more motivated, in my opinion, than your players, because there's a unity, there's a sense of team in our team. I feel like your team is just individuals, and they don't operate as a team. And our team is going to want it way more on average than your team.
I get that point. The thing is, yes, we are 11 individuals, you could say, but all of them, if you look individually, one player per player, every PSG player individually wants to win more.
I don't think so. I don't think players that are earning as much money as they are at PSG care about the success of the club as much as players at Bayern that grew up in the system, that have always known the Mia San Mia mentality of wanting to win. I don't think a single PSG player has that mentality that we do. I just don't see it. There's a reason your club loses consistently in the Champions League because they don't have the minerals. I mean, do you have a player like De Ligt who's willing to snap his neck in half to block a shot? No.
I don't think that's the reason Paris Saint-Germain have gone out in the Champions League so often. It's not because we're not good. It's not because we don't play as a unit. It's the bottle gene. So there's so much pressure at Paris Saint-Germain winning the Champions League. For us, it's the Champions League or nothing. You can win Ligue 1, you can win the Coupe de France. It really doesn't matter. You can win all the games in the group stage. It doesn't matter. As long as you don't win the Champions League, it's a bad season. It's an L season. Wait, what was I going to say? Yeah, so it's an L season. So, I mean, they will just have to. They will have to. That I just believe that the amount of pressure on Paris Saint-Germain will make them perform like we have done before. Like we have beaten great teams. It's all about that bottle gene just coming. For example, Real game, we dominated them. And then as soon as the bottle thing came, we collapsed. But until then, we dominated. That's why for the first leg against Bayern, I'm confident that we will do it. In the second leg, and just the tie in itself, I don't know how confident I am going through against Bayern.
I love your confidence, man. I love your confidence. But he said the bottle gene. Well,
I mean, we have it.
I get it, you know. In a way, PSG are like, you know, the European Dortmund, you know. I can't hear you. Looks like you're muted.
You can't hear me?
You're good now. But you're going back to that lagging thing.
I know. Wait, let me just remove the green screen. Just keep it. No green screen.
Okay. So that made it 10 times better, man. So, yeah, you know, you are in that sense, you know, you do have bottlers at your club. And who said this? Was it Oliver Kahn? Money can't buy the Champions League because you need minerals, right? That's what it comes down to, minerals. The Hansi Flick team in 2020 had minerals. That Chelsea team, they weren't good in the league as much as people, you know, remember. They were, you know, okay. They weren't winning every game, but they had minerals. They had the, you know, Kai Havertz who would play bad but then score, right? They had Mason Mount who did nothing all game and then get an assist. They had minerals and they would just defend as much as they needed to. PSG, Man City have never had minerals, and that's why you don't succeed in this competition. What am I talking about with minerals? Minerals is like the elements. It's like God just wanting you to win. Look at Real Madrid. They can go a game 4-0 down, 80th minute, and win it because they have the minerals. Minerals comes with history. It comes with pride for the badge, for what the other players in the past have achieved for that club. That's how minerals comes about. Certain clubs would just never have the minerals.
I believe PSG and City struggled so much in the Champions League because we have never won the Champions League.
Exactly. So you don't have the minerals because you've never had the minerals to win it, and it just can never happen overnight. It just can't happen because your players are under pressure to perform. Bayern players have the minerals. We have a De Ligt at the back who knows what it is who knows that Beckenbauer played in the same position as him. He'll just know that. He walks into the dressing room. He'll see a picture at the stadium of Beckenbauer, the greats before him, and it pushes them to perform, right? It's pedigree. Yes, pedigree, minerals, same thing to me. That you don't have the pedigree, the minerals. There's a reason, you know, even Liverpool can win it because they know they have that history attached to it. The fans know that feeling. So that's why, you know, you can't win it, man.
I mean, yeah, I agree that our players, they can't look back and be like, oh, let me be like that guy that won the Champions League at PSG because we've never won it. They can't look back at something. They have to create history. They can't look back at history. They need to create it.
But
I don't know.
The best way for you to create history isn't a round of 16 game against Bayern Munich. You need a different, you know, circumstance to create history because we're a club now that really wants it. we really want it. I know that's hard to believe because we have it already. We have the history. We have the Champions League, but we really want it. Nagelsmann really wants it, and not only does he really want it, he has the quality to get it, and he has the team, the gelling, the chemistry. Now, if PSG were in form, winning every game, then yeah, I wouldn't have as much confidence in my team as I do now. But you're not winning every game. You're showing defensive fragility. You have moments where I'm wondering if that's a crackhead at the back or an actual footballer. So if you were performing week in, week out the way your confidence espouses, then of course I'd believe you're gonna win.
Yeah.
All right, I wouldn't believe you're gonna win, but I believe it'd be a really tough game to win for Bayern. But because you're struggling, I don't really see why, as a Bayern fan, I should go into this game, even at your stadium, which, by the way, we don't have a bad record at. I mean, we really don't. So I'm confident.
The thing is, it's a pattern at PSG. I've seen us being so shit in the league. For example, the 2021, we were trash. We lost the league. We actually won the Coupe de France, but we were trash in the league, trash in form coming into both Barca, Bayern, and the City tie. But when the Champions League, especially knockout anthem turns on, our players just switch, because that's the reason we have Neymar. You talked about the wages. Why we pay Neymar and Messi and Mbappe and all these players and have these great superstars and individuals is because of these kinds of games. We don't have these players to win league end. We don't have them for the funds. They're here for one reason, and that reason is the Champions League. That's why the players know that this game, it's all about this game. This entire season was preparation for this game. We saw it even from the lineups and from especially the last Monaco game. A lot of players were missing that game. And some people were saying, oh, Messi wasn't injured. Verratti wasn't injured. They just wanted to rest everybody for this game. The issue with that is that there is so much pressure on our players. And I believe that's why there's a high possibility we might battle the away leg at the Allianz Arena.
I mean, but tomorrow, what if you get a draw? I mean, then what if it's 2-2? What if it's 1-1? Like, has that possibility just not ran through your head? Because it could be a draw. Like, you're saying this, and Bayern could score first, or you score first, and we get another, and it's 1-1 at the end. And then your players are pushing for it, and maybe we even get a 2-1 because the onus is on you. We're advantaged here because we have the away leg, the home leg last.
Yeah,
you need to perform. And look, I know there's a lot of talk going on with what PSG did as it relates to Mbappe and Messi, the injuries. We're going to talk about that, but let me read this super chat from Anish that says the only way Nagelsmann loses is if he goes with all-out attack and no defensive plan for Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. That's why Flick lost. If Bayern plays smart and don't give PSG too much space, they'll win. That's another, good point.
But I don't think that's the reason Flick lost.
Big reasons, though. Even in the final, in the Champions League final, I keep forgetting you guys have been to a Champions League final and you haven't won it. But even in the final, guess what Flick did? We had Boateng at the halfway line, 50-year-old Jerome Boateng with grandkids and divorces and criminal histories. My man was at the halfway line while we were pressing you. And Mbappe, Neymar had all this space to attack. And Neuer had to make some saves in that final.
100%.
Flick took that risk. And I'm saying Nagelsmann, with the defense he has now, and with the midfield and the stability we have when it comes to attack and defense, because, it looks like we're losing games in the Bundesliga a lot this season, but we're drawing a lot of games instead. We only lost once. We are not losing that much. So we're drawing games, and that means we're hard to beat. But sometimes we just don't, kick into that third gear. But when it comes to the Champions League, we conceded only twice, and that was against Victoria Pilsen, both goals. We didn't concede against Barcelona, those tough teams. We're talking about Barcelona with an attack featuring Lewandowski, Rafinha, Dembele, Pedri. Come on. So thank you for the super chat, Anish. But what are your thoughts on that?
But coming to that, when he said, "Oh, the reason Flick lost was that and that," for me, the reason why we lost the Champions League final and then that we beat you at the Allianz, it's all because of taking your chances and having your moments. Paris Saint-Germain, as you said, we had chances against you in the final. You had chances. You converted one. That's why you won the game. Same thing goes for the Arena game. You had, I don't know, maybe 3-4 times the amount of chances as we had. It's just that when we had our chances, we were clinical with them. Mbappe took his chances. That Marquinhos' chance, he took his chance. You guys, you just didn't take your chances.
We had a lot of chances in that game. You're right.
For me, it's all about the moments. The issue with this Bayern team is, I don't know who is your moments player.
Oh, hell, we got a lot of moments player. We got Gnabry, who can come on, have a crap season, but then score a brace in a final. We have Leroy Sané, who played crap the last time he played PSG. But Sané, I'd trust him to Panenka someone last pen to win it all. He has ice cold in his veins. Sané has scored against Barcelona, Inter Milan at critical moments. And we have backline players like De Ligt who can come up from the back. De Ligt has had 2 shots where goalkeepers had to make big saves. We have players there. Kimmich can just come out in the midfield, and Kimmich scored that wonderful goal against Frankfurt to draw the game. And it was a very crucial goal, because if we lost that, then it's a whole different conversation as opposed to a draw, because then we don't collect any points. We have Kimmich. That's a big game player. He scored against Real Madrid. We have players that can perform under pressure. Kingsley Coman, he can perform under pressure. But look at your team. Let's talk about your team in performing under pressure. Neymar can just have that Bazo gene where he doesn't know how to finish, and he had it against us a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
Mbappe can ghost in games. As if there's a center back that can handle him, he can just ghost. He's gone forever. Messi, he's still going to perform in any game, but he's older now, and you can keep him quiet these days. He's human, right? Before, he wasn't even a human. He would just run through your team, chop Boateng left, right, and center. We know that clip. We don't need to bring it back up. But I'm just saying, Messi these days, he's at least, human. So who's your big game player is my question. Who's that player that in that moment will finish it 100%?
My guy is, first of all, you mentioned Neymar. I believe Neymar will be a playmaker in this game. If he scores a goal, it will only come from a penalty. I don't see him scoring a goal anywhere else. Messi is just a player that you need to have players on, because he can create a dangerous chance in 1 second. So your players will be on him, but that means that a lot of players.
Oh, shoot. You know who I haven't even mentioned? Thomas Müller. Of course, he's not going to be starting. But Thomas Müller, the big game player. We're talking the man that can always performs in big games. I didn't mention,
but Müller isn't the same player anymore as he was before. Like, he's on a big decline at the moment.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, he looks the same, and I mean, he has declined, but it's not a decline where like De Bruyne's decline, where he's just he can't play football. Like he didn't decline like that. He's declining as in he's just getting older. He doesn't play 90 minutes anymore. He gets subbed off around 70 minutes in. But he's still performing. That's the thing. He's still scoring. He's still, creating space, doing what he does best. His ability has not suddenly vanished. His IQ is still there. He's just slightly slower. But if he does come off the bench, I think we're going to start with Chupo anyways. If he comes off the bench, you should be scared if we're losing.
No. That's why I said if I see a Bayern player scoring in this game, it's Müller or Choupo-Moting. I don't see Coman will be so dangerous. I don't know if he will score, but I know that he will be so dangerous. Like, Hakimi has to have the game of his life to keep Coman out, because Coman has cooked every right back we've had at this club.
Oh, good.
When we played with Dagba, he cooked him. Kerrer for the Champions League final goal, he cooked him.
My G, the tradition will continue.
I mean, hopefully, but I'm not as so confident about that. I believe Coman will beat Hakimi at least 2 to 3 times in the game, and hopefully we'll keep him out. But the thing is, we have Kylian Mbappe, who's the biggest game player of all time.
And we have, let me just say, Kylian is a sensational footballer with his pace and his tempo. He can change things. but we're not this high-line team. Mbappe ain't going to have no space. We're not a bad barbershop. We're not super cuts. There's no high lines over here, all right? We're going to keep things compact. De Ligt will win a lot of headers. He's going to make life hell for Mbappe. He already did it once with Holland a few years ago. He's going to do it again. Matthijs de Ligt, one of the best center backs in the world already. Upamecano will cook your midfield with line balls, man. He's going to break more lines. I can't say that because that's a terrible joke. He's going to break lines. That's all I'm saying, all right?
Yeah, but the thing
will break lines. He will keep up with Mbappe's speed. We got João Cancelo. João cancel culture cello. Come on,
don't hype him up. Don't hype him up. Cancelo defending wise,
but
trash.
Come on. Look, people always say that, but for me, he played well in the last few games, and defensively, he gave us solidarity and balance. So,
but did he play Mbappe? The thing is, when you mention Mbappe, you look at his pace and all of that. I don't even care about Kylian Mbappe's individual attributes. I just know that Mbappe will get that chance. He would just score somehow. Because ever since he scored the hat-trick at the Camp Nou, when it comes to big games, we saw in the World Cup final, first player to score World Cup final hat-trick since, I don't know, the 60s or something. He's the top scorer in the Champions League at the moment. Last season, scored in both legs against Real Madrid. Could have gotten even more if they weren't offside. So I believe that, I mean, Mbappe now starting the game, and he wants to start. Galtier is still 50-50 on starting Kylian Mbappe, but Kylian Mbappe wants to start. And, like, I haven't seen a team being able to not let Mbappe score. Like, I can't see that happen in a big game. Mbappe just too turned up for every big game.
Well, like, okay, let's say he scores. We have a scorer as well who is currently he has the most goals/assists in the Bundesliga, Jamal Musiala. I do not think he'll turn, Ramos inside out. I mean, Sergio isn't in form right now, or is Ramos not starting? I mean, if it's Kimpembe, then he's getting cooked too, that scrub. So,
the question I have about Musiala, where's your pivot? Why is your predicted lineup? Because from what some people have heard, maybe it's a Musiala Kimmich pivot, or will Goretzka play there?
Goretzka, he played versus Bochum, and he was sensational in that DM position, being compact and giving license to Musiala. Musiala had to play deeper because Kimmich, stupidly got a second yellow and just one game suspension. But yeah, I think it's going to be Jens Sommer and go. And we haven't even talked about Sommer, who just seems to be able to perform in big games. If he's one of those goalkeepers that needs something to do constantly, because if he doesn't have a save to make every 5 minutes, he might phase out of the game, and then when he has to make a save, he'll get a hand to it, but it's not strong enough. So he needs something to do. So I'm telling you, so it's Sommer in goal, Cancelo at right back. If it's Pavard and we do a back three, then it might be an interesting one, but I think Nagelsmann will just go with a back four. I think it's going to be Upamecano and De Ligt. He just has to go with that. And then Davies at left back. We haven't even talked about Alphonso Davies and who you're going to play because you were talking about Hakimi, but Hakimi's going to have to deal with Davies and Kingsley Coman. Damn, we really have a team on paper that I don't know how we can. Come on, someone says Ramos versus Musiala, 3 penalties, but yeah. So Kimmich and Goretzka in midfield. Right wing, it's going to be Sané. He is so cold, man. He can play midfield now. Sané ain't the same Sané Sané has moved from being this explosive winger. He still has the explosiveness, but now he's a creator. Now he thinks like a creator. I think he took De Bruyne's ability and gave De Bruyne his bad spells. So now De Bruyne is trash and Sané's the bowler. He's making the passes. He's a number 8 now. We got Leroy doing 10 out of 10 performances from number 8. Who do you know that can be a number 10 and a number 8 and a number 7 and a number 11 in the same? So Sané cooking, he's going to cook. Musiala, and then Choupo's going to play up top. I think Nagelsmann won't. That's why I didn't even bring up Muller when it came to big game players, because he's going to come off the bench. I just don't see Nagelsmann not having a natural striker in a game of this magnitude, especially if Choupo's fit and he played against Bochum. So, and then left wing is going to be Kingsley Coman. So right wing, who's your left back? Mendes? Well, he's going to have to deal with Cancelo, who, by the way, this man can cross. He can cross, man. I'm telling you. he will never get hit by a car because he can cross the street over and over and over again with pinpoint accuracy. He has better accuracy than an American teenager with a gun. I'm joking.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up Musiala before. He is for me one of the ones to watch from this Bayern side because, as you said, if he is in a situation where he's against Ramos or even Danilo, because Danilo's weakness is he's not an agile player, he's very slow. If Musiala comes close to one of those, I will be afraid. But hopefully, Marco Verratti, who will be playing as the 6, controls Musiala. I don't think Musiala will be able to do anything against Marco Verratti. I think he's way too good of a Musiala can do anything against. But if Verratti sometimes loses focus and it's Musiala, as you said, against Ramos or Danilo,
well, you got to
even Sane or Coman, if it's one of your fast, agile players against Ramos or even Danilo, then I'm a bit afraid.
And then you better expect that Nagelsmann, this tactical nerd, is watching this. He's gonna know exactly what you're saying. He had our club put a sky view over the training just so he could call out mistakes in real time with a giant screen on side. Like he's that much of a nerd. He's gonna analyze PSG and know, okay, when Ramos or what's his name? Danilo Pereira, yeah, when they get in 1v1s, it's iffy. So now he's going to try to do everything he can to isolate, whether it's Choupo dropping deep and Musiala getting into those higher pockets of space, and then Cano making those line breaking balls to them. And Jamal Musiala is a professional in tight spaces. I do think Verratti is going to have a huge role in this game because of his ability to read the game. I wish we had Verratti at Bayern. I already told you this. I think but here's what Bayern do. We switch a lot. So it's not Musiala here and here the whole game. Sane comes in, or Kingsley might come in, and Musiala's at left wing. So we're going to be switching a lot. That's the variety that we have. That's exactly how Nagelsmann's teams play. Sane will move from left wing, go to the midfield, touch the ball, give it to Choupo, get it back. We play like that constantly. And we don't really keep the ball like in our own half for too long. If we can't, play through your pressure with 4 passes, we just go long. And Choupo has to do headers. So how does your back line look when it comes to headers and, just defending a striker that can hold the ball up?
The thing is, if you put a long ball, from your back line up, and Choupo is there to win it or take it down, in those situations, we're not bad. Like Marquinhos can jump high in those situations and win the ball. He's done that quite often. The issue for me when it comes to headers is if Cancelo gets space, gets that banana cross in, then it's over.
Yeah,
it's those crosses that will kill us because we can't head them away.
So all of this you're telling me just sounds everything that's your weakness. We're good at exploiting.
I know.
So what does your lineup look like? We're about to close the stream here. I know you said you had about an hour. So what does your lineup look like?
My lineup, or the issue is we're similar to you. We don't know the formation and the players, but I would guess it would be a 3 at the back: Ramos, Marquinhos, Danilo Pereira. Then wingbacks, Hakimi, Nunmensch. Midfield, Verratti, Vitinha. And then in attack, Eminem. But that's if Mbappe starts. If Mbappe doesn't start, we add another midfielder. But there have also been reports that we will play a 4-4-2. So Marquinhos, Ramos, centre-backs, Nuno, Hakimi, full-backs, 4 midfielders, and Neymar, Messi up top if Mbappe doesn't start. So it's still unsure at Paris Saint-Germain what we're going to play. It can be a 4-3-3 as well. And it all depends on as well if Kylian Mbappe starts. So it's a huge question mark. I can't tell you for sure.
Galtier was saying he doesn't rule out playing a back 3. If you did play back 3, who are the center backs again?
Ramos, Marquinhos, Danilo. Kimpembe just came back from injury, so I don't think... I mean, he played, 20 minutes versus Monaco? But I don't know if that's enough.
Is Kimpembe even good these days?
No, he's mid. He's mid.
I love how you just said that. He's mid. Well, it's going to be an interesting game. I mean, what's your score prediction? I mean, apart from the 3-1, but after I proved to you how tight this game is, did you at least open your mind to the possibility that you're not going to run through us?
I don't think we will run through you. I just believe that we will be clinical in the moments when we need to be clinical, and then you guys won't be clinical in the moments where you need to be clinical. I think maybe we both teams will have pretty much same amount of dangerous chances in this game. I expect that our attackers take their chances in those moments, especially Kylian Mbappe.
Okay.
So I'm still, if Mbappe starts 3-1, yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's not a terrible, way of seeing it. I mean, it's not like we haven't had games where we just miss so many chances.
For example, you brought up that Barca game. I believe, for example, you said first half that you defended well, but Barca still had maybe two chances they should have scored. But Leva is a fraud and goes in big games, so he missed those chances. I believe when Mbappe gets those chances, he will slide it into the goal. That's the difference. That's the key difference.
Okay, here's my perspective on that. I mean, that's what I talk about when I. It's not like we just let Barcelona have chance after. It's that Barcelona were trying very hard to create, and we allowed them, but we made last-ditch challenges. We didn't let them just have easy shots, tap-ins. They weren't missing like tap-ins. They had to actually try. And we there was still other moments where they could have really gotten at us. And I think even when we didn't start the game well, we still composed ourselves, defended well enough to at least not concede. Because, even if they have chances and you still don't concede, that's still good defending if your goalkeeper's making saves.
No, 100%. But I'm just saying, don't you believe that that Leva could have finished off that chance, for example, or Pedri?
You're right. That could have happened, but at the same time, I don't know. It's a hard way to look at it, because I still think, a different Bayern team, they just score, right? We wouldn't apply the kind of pressure defensively that we did. But even when our defense was getting peppered like that, people would always come in. Lucas, you could see the highlights. They still made some really good interceptions. They still kept, whether it's Pedri just getting in front, blocking shots. Like some of the shots they missed was blocks. It was, those sort of things. But here's the thing. We didn't have another game like that since then. We haven't had a game where the opponent was creating chance after chance, except the Wolfsburg game recently, where, their XG was like 2.4 and they scored 2 goals, and our XG was 0.5 and we scored 4 goals because of Cancelo and his crossing and all of that. And, we were scoring wonder goals, literally. Every goal was just beautiful. Kingsley Coman scored this beautiful goal.
Yeah.
So, I just say now, we're still capable of conceding, but we're stronger defensively. And you got to remember, add context. They missed their chances and we punished them for it. I think if they had scored at least 1 goal, the whole game changes. We would have put pressure on them at that point.
Yeah, that's what I see happening. If we don't take our chances, which I expect we do, then Bayern are gonna come back, and then we crumble, and then the bottle gene, and then it's out. So I'm hoping that we take our chances. Like Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, you're getting paid enormous wages. All of them are paid, I believe, 1 million euros per week. This is the game where they have to show their quality.
Oh yeah, also, that first half against Barcelona was sadist attacks. I agree. That's exactly why. It was really. I mean, that man was just getting turned inside out like a ballerina. So, Sané's not as good as you. I don't know what that means. Maybe he's just saying Sané's not as good. Okay, but so I'll name the players that kind of scare me from PSG. It'd be Neymar. I'm honestly not that terrified of Mbappe. It's Neymar I'm afraid of, because that's the kind of player that he has this attitude. He'll not make your goalkeeper. Like I just don't know. Messi, his creativity, like Messi's vintage. He's never not gonna have his ability. Like Ronaldo's, celebrating and suing against part-time construction workers, right, in Saudi Arabia. That's what he's doing. Messi is playing for Paris Saint-Germain, and he's playing in the Champions League, and he's still a threat. And Nagelsmann's still talking about him. So for me, Neymar and Messi scare me. Mbappe, I feel like is way more manageable. But those are the players I'm scared about. I'm scared with Hakimi. I think if he is allowed to make those overlapping runs, combine that, I don't like how Hakimi makes me feel if he's running fast. I think he's too good. So
the thing is, I don't know if Hakimi will dare to push up.
Yeah, he's going to be scared of Davies because it wouldn't be the first time Alphonso Davies owned him. We had a Dortmund versus Bayern game. Hakimi was playing. But anyways, that's the topic for a different day. So Hakimi, if he's making those runs, could be a threat. Especially if Alphonso Davies isn't on top of it defensively. But yeah, so those are your three players. Mbappe still scares me, but if he's not getting the service, if you can shut out Neymar and Messi, what's Mbappe going to do really? Like, he's going to try to dribble by himself, and he's going to always get tackled. He'll get past 1, 2, and then the third. Always, yeah. It's feel like Mbappe, he's really good, but he needs his other teammates. He's more predictable than Neymar and Mbappe. This comment, exactly how it feels. How I feel. He's more
Yeah.
And that's what I hate, unpredictability. I hate when I don't know what this player is about to do here. If he's about to chip a ball past the whole back line, if he's going to dribble and nutmeg someone and put someone through with a perfectly weighted ball, that's what I'm scared of with Messi and Neymar. Who are your Bayern players that you look at and you go, oof?
Bayern players that can be very interesting in this game if we don't keep them out. As I've said, Choupo-Moting and Thomas Müller, and that most is because of the runs they can make to intercept crosses and score. Musiala 100%, and Kingsley Coman. I know what you have been saying about Sané. I've talked to a lot of Bayern fans about Leroy Sané, but if I'm honest, I'm not even anything. I'm not even shaking about Leroy Sané. He's the least of Bayern's trouble that they can create for. Coman, Musiala, Chopo, Müller.
Yo, clip that. Clip that. I'm just saying. I guess you can put me saying Mbappe, doesn't move me like that in this game. I think Coman will be key. I think so too, Yassine. But yeah, all right. Well, it's been a great stream. I appreciate you coming on, man, coming through. Pleasure. I'm going to go to the gym now. I know you just got out of the gym.
Yeah.
Work out today.
Wait, what's your score prediction?
I don't do score predictions, but I think we're going to win. Yeah, but it's going to be really tight. It's going to be like 2 goals for us, or Sané hat trick, as Ronaldo is saying here. So,
but you're not on this train of 5-0 and they will spank us and so.
Hell no. I think if we did score 5, you would score 4. That's the only circumstance that happens, and it'd still be a 1-0 win technically. Yeah. So, I forgot yours. Was it 3-1? You still?
I come from the future. I come from the future.
Okay.
Well, as I said, the second leg, I don't want to talk about that yet.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't win tomorrow, you're coming back on this channel to explain yourself in a match reaction.
Oh, 100%. I won't be hiding.
Okay. Don't be hiding out here. You're not Anne Frank, all right? But, yeah, everyone hit the like button, subscribe.
Smash.
Smash the like button, right? In any way you can, smash it. And okay, that sounds sus. Subscribe to PSG International. So yeah, he has a good channel. And if he's crying, if PSG lose, then that's where that's gonna be the bread and butter of my life. I'm gonna enjoy watching that.
Wait, will you have a live watch along?
Yes, I will.
All right. We both will then. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know you did them. I thought you did match reactions.
No. I've started doing live watch-alongs as well. So if we lose, I think a lot of the people that are watching at the moment will come into my stream and start trolling. I'm prepared.
Yeah, of course. I'll make sure of it. I'll lead the charge. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. The game tomorrow will be amazing. Mia, and peace.